All right, so this is our second lesson of the day. Because of block scheduling, we have to get 2 lessons in a day now. So this one should actually go quite a lot faster than the last one. And we're going to use the distributive property and combining like terms to simplify expressions. All right, so just thinking back to last year, distributive property is probably super easy. I also made sure that I taught, if I had you, I taught you equations really well, and if I didn't have you, I told the other pre-algebra teachers to really get you good at equations. So distributing just means you take what's on the outside and distribute it or share it with everything on the inside. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 8 is 24. And that's my answer. For this one, same thing. It doesn't matter if the number on the outside is on the right or the left. We're still distributing it. So 5 times negative 7 is negative 35. Keep the variable. And then negative 4 times negative 7 is positive 28. Positive 28. Okay, so you should remember that pretty well from last year. All right, so these ones are a little bit more complicated, so that's why I wanted to show it to you. Just a little, not really. So we're going to distribute to the inside. So 12 times 3 is 36. 12 times negative 1/6 is going to be negative. And then I'm doing 12 over 1 times 1 over 6. I multiply across, but first I can cross simplify. So I get 2t. And one thing I'm really picky with is you can't write it like this. This is not necessarily right now. You need to put the variable first and generally in alphabetical order. So this is actually a negative 2t plus 36. And all I did was rearrange. Okay, so this is accurate. All right. And then this one, okay. So you have to kind of pull from exponent rules, and it's okay if you don't quite remember those. But first of all, 2 times a negative 1 is negative 2. Y times y. When we're multiplying with the same base, we add the exponents. So we add 1 plus 1, so that becomes y squared. And then negative 1 times a negative y is a positive y. And this is the correct order because you have the biggest exponent and then the smaller one and so on. Okay. So what does the negative sign in front of the parentheses mean? You can think of that as just a negative 1. And so when you distribute it, essentially all it does is it's going to make the inside the opposite of what it is now. So since a and 5 are both positive, when I distribute that negative 1, I actually get negative a minus 5. They both turn negative. Same goes for this one right here. Negative times a negative is a positive, and a negative times negative is a positive. Okay, so it's just making the inside the opposite of what it was. Okay, so that was distributive property. Now we have combining like terms. So just a quick review of what these are. A term is a number or variable. Okay. Constant is just a number. So for example, this is a constant. Coefficient is number in front of variable. So like 6 is a coefficient, -5 is a coefficient, 3 is a coefficient. And then like terms are terms that have the exact same variable. Okay, so if I'm actually looking at this, there are no like terms here because this is an a squared. There are no other a squareds. This is ab. There are no other ab's. And this is just a b. There are no other b's. And again, you can pause this, write it down. I'm moving on. All right, so combining like terms. I don't know why it says using the distributive property because we are not using the distributive property. All we do is when we're combining like terms is first I like to split up the terms to think about what these are. So this is 8x squared and positive 2x squared. From here, because these both have the same exact term, I'm going to be able to add them together. So I add the coefficients, 8 plus 2 is 10, and I keep the x squared. Okay, so that is my answer. That's when I've combined them. The second one, same thing. I'm going to split up all my terms, and I always split before the plus or minus. So now I have 5x minus 3, negative 3, negative 3x, positive 6y, and 4. So if I start with my first set of like terms, that'd be 5x and negative 3x. So 5 minus 3 is 2, and I keep the x. Then if I go to my other numbers, negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. And then 6y is by itself. So again, the correct way to write this would be 2x plus 6y plus 1. Okay, looking at this last one, we have 8x squared, negative 2x to the fourth, 2x, 2, and xy. It's asking if we can simplify any further. The answer is no. Yes, there are a lot of x's, but none of them are exactly the same. This is x squared. This is x to the fourth. Those aren't the same. This is just an x by itself, not the same as anything else. Okay, so you can only combine things that are literally the exact same variable and exponent on the variable. All right, here are the problems that you're going to be doing for homework. Follow the instructions on Canvas for how to grade your homework when you are done. And if you have any questions, like last time, email me, Zoom chat, raise your hand. I will let you know when you need to do the final X ticket for today.